Section 2. Attitude. At a pelican crossing, what must you do when the amber light is flashing? Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrian crossings? Another vehicle may be coming. What does tailgating mean? Following another vehicle too closely. Why is it unwise to follow this vehicle too closely? It's a large truck quite close to you. Your view ahead will be reduced. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on a wet road? 4 seconds. A long, heavily laden lorry is taking a long time to overtake you. What should you do? Slow down. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? Bomb disposal. You're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights. What should you do? Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? A doctor's car. Who should obey diamond-shaped traffic signs? And so the answer is tram drivers, and that's because it looks very close to the electric conductor on top as a diamond shape. On a road where trams operate, which of these vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? Cycles. What should you use your horn for? To alert others to your presence. You're in a one-way street and want to turn right. There are 2 lanes. Where should you position your vehicle? In the right-hand lane. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? To help other road users know what you intend to do. At which type of crossing are cyclists allowed to ride across with pedestrians? Toucan, and I think of it as 2 can cross. You're driving at the legal speed limit. A vehicle comes up quickly behind you, flashing its headlights. What should you do? Allow the vehicle to overtake. When should you flash your headlights at other road users? When letting them know that you're there. You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with this type of junction? Slow down and look both ways. The conditions are good and dry. When should you use the 2-second rule? When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. At a puffin crossing, which colour follows the green signal? Steady amber. You're in a line of traffic. The driver behind you is following very closely. What action should you take? Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. You're driving on a clear night. There's a steady stream of oncoming traffic. The national speed limit applies. Which lights should you use? Dipped headlights. You're driving behind a large goods vehicle. What should you do if it signals left but steers to the right? Slow down and let the vehicle turn. You're driving along this road. The red van cuts in close in front of you. What should you do? Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. You don't really need the image there, really. You're waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? Use the parking brake only. You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. There's a bus lane on your left. The signs show no times of operation. What does this mean? The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? Stop and switch off your engine. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Go past slowly and carefully. You're approaching a zebra crossing. Pedestrians are waiting to cross. What should you do? Slow down and prepare to stop. A vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction. What should you do? Slow down and be ready to stop. You're approaching a red light at a puffing crossing. Pedestrians are on the crossing. When will the red light change? When the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on full beam? And I think this is a fairly easy one. It's the one that looks like a light with sort of horizontal streams coming out of it. And it's got a blue square background. In which conditions should you leave at least a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? And the answer is dry conditions. You're driving at night on an unlit road following another vehicle. What should you do? Use dipped headlights. You're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow, winding road. What should you do? Pull in when you can to let following vehicles overtake. What can a loose filler cap on your diesel fuel tank cause? It can make the road slippery for other road users. After refueling your vehicle, what should you do to avoid spillage? Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. What style of driving causes increased risk to everyone? Competitive. And finally, the case study for attitude. You're driving in heavy traffic. It has rained, but now bright sun is causing glare on the wet road. A car overtakes, then pulls back sharply into the traffic just in front of you. Further on, there's a roundabout with 2 lanes on approach. You need to take the first exit, turning left. A large vehicle in front signals left but straddles both lanes. The traffic is still heavy, and there's a zebra crossing up ahead. People are waiting to cross. If affected by the road conditions, how should you react? Slow down and, if necessary, stop. What should you do about the overtaking vehicle? Remain calm, slow down and increase the gap. How should you be positioned as you approach the roundabout? In the left-hand lane while signalling left. Why is the large vehicle taking this position? The vehicle needs more room to turn. What should you do at the zebra crossing? Stop and wait for the pedestrians to cross. And that ends the section on attitude.